first tonight. Imagine you are away for weeks and power to your home is cut off, but you don't know about it for more than 2 weeks. Then when you return, you are confronted with a nightmare. Well, a Knoxville woman tells consumer reporter Don Dare that that's what happened to her this summer. Don.
Well, that's right, Elena. Rebecca Bryant says she was out of the country when the power to her home was accidentally cut on July 22nd. That's when fiber optic cables were being buried in her community. A neighbor told the contractor for the Lenoir City Utilities Board that Ms. Bryant was not at home when the power line was cut. Apparently, the contractor said to the neighbor, "Don't worry, we'll get in touch with her." But Rebecca says they didn't. Fiber optic cables are in the process of being installed when these pictures were taken by a neighbor in front of Rebecca Bryant's home in mid-July. But the damage had already been done by a contractor hired by the Lenoir City Utilities Board, LCUB.
They drilled through the electrical line on July 22nd.
The outage surged through Ms. Bryant's breaker panel inside a garage. You can see where it burned. No one reset it for weeks because she wasn't home.
Well, it cut the power to my house. I had a neighbor come over and offer to get in touch with me. I am out of town taking care of a loved one and her children.
Rebecca keeps gardening tools inside a garage, but while she was away, her gardener couldn't get into the garage using the keypad, so he called her in early August.
I contact the security system. Long story short, I'm worried, so as soon as my friend could come, she came over and met a locksmith.
When they got into the house, immediately Rebecca's friend was assaulted by an odor.
She opens the door and said, "Rebecca, I about threw up." The smell was so bad.
That's because food in 2 refrigerators was ruined. Rebecca's neighbor took these pictures once she got into the home in August.
Everything is spoiled. It's stinking to high heavens.
With no power, the ideal conditions were created for the growth of mold. Here, she's moved furniture around as the cleanup continues, even today.
This table had mold all over it, and it's been cleaned. It's going to have to be encapsulated. So it can't come in the house yet. When I was talking with the LCUB representative on the 8th who came out here, I said, "Why didn't you let me know?" Quote, "We didn't know how to get in touch with you." Excuse me, I get a bill every month, both on email and hard mail.
And they have your number.
I would assume so.
This July 22nd report from Tennessee 811 says the root cause of the power outage, the site was not correctly marked at the damage location. In this August 12th letter, LCUB says it will honor Ms. Bryant's claim for damages and fix all matters directly related to the incident.
This is an air scrubber. This is with HEPA filters in it because I have mold. They have HEPA vacuumed everything, and then they've cleaned the mold with MetaClean. There was mold on all these vents, both leather chairs, the dining table underneath the sideboard, mold.
When this letter from Travelers Insurance arrived outlining Ms. Bryant's compensation for damage from the outage, she was outraged.
They say that they'll give me $5,000 if I'll agree to not ask for anything else, now or forever. My damages have been over 23 to date.
And you've shown them the documentation.
Oh yeah, over $23,000 to date, bills still coming in.
You're not going to take the offer proposed here?
No.
To make matters worse, an LCUB contracting crew accidentally crushed the water line in front of her home on September 4th, just feet from where her power line had been cut.
All we're doing is removing the damaged coupler and then putting a new one on.
We contacted LCUB for comment regarding the power outage and the $5,000 payout. The board chairman writes, "The fiber installation in areas of our system is complex, with underground lines of gas, electric, and water that had previously been installed." And he says, Tennessee One Call doesn't always mark lines. Rebecca wants just one thing.
At this point, I'd like to be made whole.
Well, a vice president from LCUB called us today and said the utility will continue working with Ms. Bryant to help resolve her issues. He said, while the utility is aware of the proposed $5,000 offer made by the company's insurance provider, he said LCUB needs to see receipts to document the amount of money Ms. Bryant has paid out of her own pocket. Rebecca says she has those documents, and soon, we don't know when yet, there will be a meeting to iron out these issues. The vice president said emphatically LCUB wants to work with Ms. Bryant. We'll keep you informed. Elena?